10 years. Just class from Josh. So he can do it himself, doesn't have to rely on the defense. Could you see Burrow getting back to the Super Bowl?
Absolutely not. And I really like Joe Burrow. You guys know for years back, I used to be one of the only people that said, hey, you should have him ranked ahead of Josh Allen as far as what they've accomplished, whatever. And I don't think he's fallen off as a player. Little injury concerns more than a little, but I think a healthy Joe Burrow is a great, great quarterback. But I am stunned at how much attention the Cincinnati Bengals get on shows like ours. I'm stunned. I understand 5 years ago they won one game against Kansas City, and I'm very happy for them that they did that. But it has been 4 years since they have played in a playoff game. Here is the list of teams that have not made the playoffs.
When you say it like that, it's absurd. 4 years.
Here's the list of teams that have missed the playoffs each of the last 3 years. It's teams that if we try to put in the show, Hubs gives us a funny look.
Yeah.
The
Titans
Giants a little bit once they got Harbaugh. The Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Number one pick Raiders. No, nobody cares. Number one pick Cam Ward. Right. And so it is. And Cincinnati. 14 out of 18 teams make the playoffs in the NFL. The Bengals have gone 0 for 3 the last 3 years. I do like their defensive line additions. Yeah. I do think that should help them. But I don't think they are. They wouldn't be one of the first 10 teams I listed to win this year's Super Bowl. And they have not been anywhere close in the last 3 seasons that have been played. It is surprising to me how much staying power that one win against the Chiefs has had.
Oh my goodness. Just imagine, for a second, being in that position. Just picture it. Wait, hold on. This whole conversation, this entire narrative, it all circles back to that one victory over the Chiefs. Unbelievable. All right. I need to compose myself. Let me get through a proper introduction first, just so I can get my heart rate under control, because I genuinely feel like I am on the verge of a complete meltdown. To all the Cincinnati Bengals fans out there, I am begging you, please, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you watch this video in its entirety. When you take the time to do that, it does wonders for the view counts, it sends the subscriber numbers soaring, and look, this isn't about chasing vanity metrics. It's not about inflating numbers for the sake of it. It's about having the platform and the capability to keep producing Cincinnati Bengals content that people genuinely find valuable, that they actually want to engage with and talk about. That way, we can continue to have the most level-headed, objective, and honest discussions about this team. It genuinely makes a world of difference when you commit to watching the whole thing, and I would be immensely, immensely grateful for that. Size, alright then. Let's start with this. The fact that we are unable to inject any real context into these national conversations is just absolutely maddening. It's genuinely insane. And then, we have programs like First Things First. They hardly ever dedicate any real airtime to the Cincinnati Bengals. What are they even discussing? They've had precious little to say about the Bengals for what feels like an eternity. I can tell you with certainty that I have produced more Cincinnati Bengals content over these last few months than First Things First has produced total episodes. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I am going to isolate this exact segment right here, and repurpose it into a clip, because this is simply too perfect, isn't it? Oh, so they claim the Bengals have staying power. I'm just utterly shocked by that insight. The team is only relevant, they say, because they managed to beat the Chiefs. Are they genuinely that disconnected from reality that they believe this has anything to do with a victory from a couple of years ago? Are we being serious right now? Are we actually being serious? And don't you dare try to rewrite history and pretend you've always been a supporter of Joe Burrow. No, I distinctly recall you stating that Joe Burrow might never again be considered a great quarterback. I remember that specific take, going into, the 2024 season, where he proceeded to light up the league on an individual level. That's because Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback. He is categorically not the reason they failed to make the playoffs. And let's not forget, he has been dealing with injuries. So, yeah, that's the situation. It's what we call context. Valid reasons are not the same as excuse. Yes. And excuses are not valid reasons. It's just absolutely, positively absurd. It truly is. The primary reason there is so much excitement and optimism surrounding this team right now is because people are beginning to believe, hey, you know what? The defense might not be a complete and total disaster. And as long as the defense isn't a complete disaster, the Bengals are an elite football team. As long as Joe Burrow is under center and the defense isn't a liability, they are a top-tier team. They are an elite franchise. They are a competitive force. They are legitimate contenders. That is the context everyone is ignoring. That is the real source of their staying power. It's not about beating the Chiefs. Spare me that absolute and utter nonsense. Oh my goodness. There is so much more I want to express, but I'm at a loss for words. It's just unbelievable. Truly, deeply, genuinely unbelievable. Let's also take a look at that list of teams: the Jets, the Raiders, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Falcons, the Colts, the Saints. They've all missed the playoffs in each of the last 3 seasons, just like the Bengals. Now, do any of those franchises possess an indisputably elite quarterback? Perhaps one day they will, but at this moment in time, the answer is a resounding no. And have any of those teams, within the last 5 years, made it to a Super Bowl with that supposed elite quarterback? Again, no. It's it's completely ridiculous. It's RLY absurd. It's so disingenuous. We are absolutely dismantling these arguments right now. And then to turn around and claim that the Bengals don't have a chance. Look, I probably should have started with this point, but I got triggered. I have been provoked by several terrible Bengals takes over the last couple of days, from the likes of Tim Hasselbeck and Nick Wright. I put out a couple of Bengals videos and both of them have sent me into a complete spiral. This is just too perfect. It's absolutely perfect. In 2023, the Ravens were supposedly not going to make the playoffs, and then they ended up in the AFC Championship game. They arguably should have been in the Super Bowl. That's their own issue. That's a problem for them to deal with. Then, in 2024, the Philadelphia Eagles were supposedly going to finish last in their division. They were supposedly not going to make the playoffs. Nick Sirianni was going to be fired. I don't know if you've heard, but they ended up winning the Super Bowl. In 2025, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were being touted as Super Bowl bound. Baker Mayfield was the MVP frontrunner. They didn't even make the playoffs. So, you've been crowned now. You have officially been crowned. Now, all we can hope for is that he predicts the Bengals will completely miss the playoffs entirely. And with that, the stage is set. Bengals, you have a one-way ticket to the Super Bowl. I mean, we are in business. We are absolutely in business. In 2023, the Dallas Cowboys were going to the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott was the MVP. That didn't quite pan out too well. That did not work out too well for them. Didn't work out too well at all. So, this is fantastic. The Bengals have no chance, they say. And we are going to put them right alongside the Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. Like this comparison actually means something, right? Yeah. Like that really means something. Okay. It's just so crazy. So, I got sick last night, for whatever reason. You know, cry me a river, but it was a late start to these last couple of days. And I'm thinking, And first things first was on earlier today, of course, because of the World Cup and everything else going on. And I see the Bengals mentioned and I'm thinking, alright, great. And I was a little confused for a second. I turned around and I thought, wait a minute, did I post? Did I have a Bengals video scheduled? I was trying to figure out what the story was. And then I realized, oh, no, I didn't. So, I got really excited. And I see the Bengals segment come on and, silly me, I actually thought it was going to be a legitimate conversation, a real discussion. But it was pure nonsense from the very first moment. It was just complete and utter nonsense from the jump. As soon as you see a graphic like that and the host is asking, why are we even talking about the Bengals, right off the bat, you know we are not getting a serious take. Right from the start, we are not getting a real analysis. And then to follow that up by saying, not a chance. Right? Not a chance. With other great quarterbacks, there is always a chance, a pathway to success. But with Joe Burrow, apparently, there is no chance. I mean, it's just right. Right. Because the Bengals and the Jets have been completely identical teams. The Bengals and the Cardinals are exactly the same. Right. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. But hey, those are just my thoughts on the matter. I would absolutely love to hear what you all think. What do you guys think about the Cincinnati Bengals? Do you believe they have any realistic shot at making it back to the Super Bowl? Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. I make it a point to read every single comment, whether you are in full agreement with me or you strongly disagree. Either way, let's get some discussions going. Let's get into some spirited debates. But ultimately, the goal is just to have some fun. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. We are building an incredible community here, and I would absolutely love to see you become a part of it. I want to create something that we all feel a genuine connection to. Something that we are all truly excited to be involved with. And we are well on our way to making that happen. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much for your time and support. I will see you all next time.